Good morning. How are you doing today, Eric?
I'm doing awesome, Carolyn. How about yourself?
I'm doing really good, really good. Beginning of the week, beginning of a long week.
That's right. That's right. We got rid of the ice up here in Virginia, so I'm happy.
That's good. I don't want to tell you. Well, I'll tell you, it was 90 degrees when I was leaving work yesterday.
Ah,
90 degrees.
killing me. It's not 90 up here, but I'll be down there in 90 pretty soon. So
Now the cold, you guys, all of you guys coming down here are bringing in all the cold weather. It's going to be the 30s and 40s this weekend in
oh
the
well,
morning.
I'll be
So,
used to that anyhow. That's actually
yeah.
warmer than it's been, so I'll take it.
Don't mind us Floridians all bundled up in our big jackets, as we're turning into
Yeah, that's
popsicles.
right. That's right. Yeah, somebody mentioned what the temperature was going to be down there in Florida, and they said, 40s, 50s. You're talking about jackets and mittens and hats. And I said, I'll be in a t-shirt.
Yep. So, Eric, in case people watching don't know what we're talking about, do you want to say why you're coming down here this morning?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Heading down Thursday for Florida Hunt 7 down in Melrose,
Awesome.
Florida. So down at Camp Freedom,
Mm-hmm.
Soldier Freedom Outdoors. Let's see, we're going to kick it off on Saturday morning. Well, actually Friday night. We're doing a get together, social meet and greet insofar as we can, 6 foot separation,
Yep.
masks and all that. Um, but yeah, kicking it off Saturday morning. Yeah, I was talking the organizer there, Greg Papalo, that's putting orchestrating this whole thing, massive event down here. I think we're up to the tentative list about 430 people. I think he said
Yeah,
coming
that's
from
crazy.
coming from all over. They're coming coast to coast. From I think he said California and Washington all the way out to Jersey and Virginia, driving down. And even got a rep coming in from Nokta Macro, he said, from Turkey, flying in
Yep.
from Turkey. So
Barack.
that's pretty cool. And of course, our entire Kellyco team from, you know, Florida and Tennessee,
Yep.
converging on the Sunshine State.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I've been to several of Greg's hunts, and he always puts on an amazing hunt.
Yeah,
And last year, this year, it's an amazing cause. Every hunt that he puts on, though, it's not just to get out and hunt. He does something to give back to the community. One
that's
of
right.
them that we went to, we brought food and we stocked a local food pantry. Um, so he's always thinking about a way to give back, bring the detectors together and give back to the community at the same time, which is great. It's awesome that he does that.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll tell you, it's like I said, the entry fees, proceeds, it's all going to um, soldiers freedom outdoors, and all of that, going back to the veterans and what they do there at Camp Freedom. Being
Hmm.
a currently a 36-year veteran myself. It really hits home, what they're doing for the uh, to rehabilitate, in an eco fashion, both, from camping and staying on the lake there and hunting and fishing and kayaking and the horses. Looking forward to seeing the horses down there, therapy
I'm a
horses.
little scared of horses.
Ah,
It's
horses.
one of my biggest fears is horses.
I miss riding, miss my days of riding, but yeah, what they're doing down there for the veterans is just phenomenal. So I wouldn't miss this for the world, and everybody rolling in that's contributing and what
Hmm.
is being given back to these veterans is just awesome, just
It
awesome.
is. It's amazing. It's always great to give back.
Yeah, yep,
That's one thing that I've learned about the detecting communities, members of the communities. They really, really do like to give back, which is awesome. You don't find that in every niche community, but our fellow detectors are very caring individuals.
yep, yep. They absolutely are. They absolutely are. And yeah, the number of folks coming in was kind of, I'm used to some of the group hunts, been in, 200-300 folks, and I saw the list of 400 plus, and I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive to get all of it. And of course, you got reps and sponsors aside from Kellyco, all sorts of folks going to be there. So
Oh
it's
yeah, there's going to be a lot. I mean, I know Mind Lab, Nokta, Garrett, Detect America, Shooters and Prospectors. Um, who else? I mean, everybody's going to be there.
Yeah, Adventures in,
American Digging
yep,
Magazine.
yep. Yankee Down South and
Yeah.
Gold Digger Metal Detectors. Yeah,
Gary Penta,
yep,
metal detecting.com. I mean, there's a lot of people going to be there. So it's going to be a ton of fun.
yep. And you
I'm looking forward to
can't
it.
forget KG and Ringy. They're going to be
Nope.
down there with the
Can't
Garrett.
forget
That's
them.
right.
Absolutely. So
Matter of
that'll be
fact,
fun.
they're going to be down there a little bit beforehand, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll be here tomorrow between 12 and 3. Just kind of doing a little meet and greet, talk to them, hang out with them, stop by the showroom. So that'll be fun. We did
Nice.
this last year. It didn't go so well when they came last year. We still had a bunch of people come, but it was right at, I mean, really right at the beginning of this whole pandemic. They came down and things started going crazy that week. And by the end, they left, I think, on Thursday, and I think it was Friday when the national emergency was declared. So things were a little bit crazy last time they were here. So,
Good grief.
yeah, everybody's
Hopefully it
like,
won't be
what is
quite so
going
crazy
on?
this time.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Let's see. I want to give a shout out to Frank, Edward, Ed, Ace, and Dee joining all the way from Australia. So, good morning,
Woohoo.
everybody. Thank you guys for joining. So, I see you got a big sign behind you, Reawakening History. You want to talk a
Here
little
we,
bit about
yep.
that?
Yep, that's my brand, if you will, or logo. Reawakening history, saving relics from the tyranny of time is my punchline, if you will, and that's what I'm about here. You know, I'm blessed to be in Virginia in general, and this
Hmm.
particular area, southeastern Virginia. The history is endless. I mean, back to Native American and before, and certainly colonial and revolutionary and Civil War and just everything. So I'm really fortunate to be here, and um, it's about saving the relics. It's about
Hmm.
pulling up that bit of history. You dig down and do your research ahead of time. As I call it, intel prep of the battlefield, if you will, and
Yeah.
see where likely sites are, and um, dig down in, and you pull up something that hasn't been seen the light of day in 350 400 years. It's just crazy. And think about who was the last one to touch that, and why, and what those
Yeah.
people were doing there. um, so it's about reawakening that history and bringing it back up so people can see it and learn from it,
Hmm.
and who knows, maybe in some cases rewrite history.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, you said one key thing, which was research. I was hunting this area with Leilani and her husband. We were in the woods. We knew there was history there. We knew the history at the particular location. And a man approached us in the woods, which is always scary. But I kept my cool, talked to him and everything. He lived next door to the wooded area, and he invited us over to hunt his property. Huge piece of property, huge. And it's like, where do you start? So I knew the area. I used Maprika. I was able to pull up a map. I was able to locate, okay, the railroad's here. This is the orange grove. There's a house back here. Let's start in this area. Did a quick scan, started getting on the way there, wasn't hearing much. Got to the one area according to the map, and the relics just started coming out of the ground
Mm,
just from being able to have that understanding of different things, looking for signs, knowing if you see an orange grove, what you're going to find, what they could have been around, things like that. So, and they're still coming out. I mean, when I go to this property, I don't find like just a couple relics. I find dozens of relics, which is unusual because we all
nice.
know relic hunting, you don't usually find a lot. If you find a couple good finds in a day, you're happy. But this property is really good, and it came down to knowing the area, researching, be able to talk to somebody, tell them a little bit about the area, a little bit more history, and getting that permission. So,
Yep. Yep. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
hmm.
The that research is kind of half the fun of it in my book,
Yeah.
and digging back in the old maps, the old topographic maps, and seeing where the structures were. Was it a house or was it a barn? What was it? And then the history of the area, and then hitting it and finding out. And sometimes you're surprised. Sometimes you're
Hmm.
surprised. just a few weeks ago, had a new permission, 90-acre permission up here in Hanover County in Virginia. A
Mhm.
lot of Civil War history. And of course, it was revolutionary, during that time. And just the lay of the land and proximity to a river, I thought, surely, we got Civil War on this property. And went through, and I haven't found Civil War on there yet.
Oh, wow.
Um, but I found I did a home site, what I thought was a home site, and sure enough, I got bits and bobs from life on a colonial home site there. But then I headed back into the middle of the 90 acres of woods, and kind of just you got to you have a feel, for the lay of the land, and
Mhm.
proximity to the river. It's like if I was to build a house or have a homestead, it would be
Yeah.
here. And I stopped the truck and unloaded, put my pack on, and headed off into the woods. And it wasn't 5, 10 minutes. I was starting to hit colonial, bits of buckles and all of this, and found a heretofore, home site
That's
that
amazing.
it wasn't on the map, wasn't on the old maps.
And that's something as you become more experienced as a detectorist, you kind of do start to think like you're in that time period.
Yep.
And it gives you an idea where to start, what to look for. I mean, I find tons of bottle dumps, and the reason I find them is just looking around, looking for the trees, looking, you know, where the house was, where it would be at. So as you become a more experienced detectorist, you start noticing these clues when you're finding stuff. And without a map, like you said, you can find some of these honey holes.
Yep. Yep. You know what another cool thing is that I found as a detectorist, not only the research and going out and finding the stuff, that's always great. But a lot of times you find the stuff, and especially, I don't know about down in Florida so much because you got that sandy soil. So not so much the clay like we have up here in Virginia. And the relics come up and they're covered with this clay and you can't really make out what they are. So you say, well, it's something good. So I'll put it in the pouch, put it in the box and take it home.
Hmm.
And then later that day, a couple of days later, you start bring out the toothpicks and start restoring them, and then you uncover and start bringing out the detail and words and such on there, and it's like finding a new find all over again because wow, this is something even more incredible than what I thought it was.
Absolutely. And the one thing I can say about our soil, which I know most people are envious, is we don't have a lot of places that I go. It's sugar sand down here. So the stuff that's coming out of the ground is very well preserved. We do get in some areas if we're working in like areas that were heavily fertilized with the darker dirt. Those are a little bit toasted and a little harder. But for the
Yeah.
majority, it's sugar sand around here. So when you pull like a buffalo nickel out or an Indian head. It's got a really nice green patina on it, but it's not completely crusted like you see some of
Hmm.
the other ones. And just looking at that green patina and seeing all the detail, it doesn't get as toasted as in some other areas. Not all locations in Florida, but with that sugar soil, it's nice.
I'll tell you what, I'll be looking forward to that down at Florida Hunt 7, that sort of soil. Not
No
not as many
clay.
roots probably and no clay. I'll take that. I'll take that any day.
We are going to have some rain all week, so we might be rolling around in the mud this weekend. So
That's true. That's true. I got my magnet though. I'll just throw the magnet out in the middle of the field and drag it across. We'll
there
find
you
something.
go. Absolutely. Let's see over here. Ray Jones says howdy. Clarence says he loves his new Equinox, but the pinpointer don't work. Give us a call. Let us know. Maybe we could troubleshoot it, or we could give you MindLab's number. If there's something wrong with it, we'll figure it out. Let's see here. Ed says he tries to explain the experience in his videos in New England. The experience really is key to the hobby.
Yeah. Yep.
Emily says good morning. And Ace says that they're snowed in right now in Michigan. So he's spending his morning coin roll hunting. So I went over. I've been looking for those W mint quarters, the West Point. Could not find one. Couldn't find one. I went over to meet see my in-laws in California, and we were at their store, and they had all these rolls of quarters, and I'm like, I'm gonna find a W mint. And sure enough, I got that West Point quarter. Finally got one. So
Nice.
I
Nice.
keep looking, and the girls in the office, whenever they bring change back or something, or they're asking giving me a quarter for the soda machine. I'm always looking at them and they're like, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, "Look for that W."
Looking
So,
for the good stuff.
yeah, absolutely. Good morning. Where are the Florida hunt going to be? The Florida hunt's located in Melrose, Florida. You have to be a member of the group to get to be able to attend. I know it is pretty full right now. Um, I don't think they have any openings at this point because they've got 430 people signed up, Karen. But you could look up Florida Hunt 7 if they have any openings and they allow you to the Facebook group, you can see. But I think it's filled up. So. So what are you hoping to find while you're down here?
Well, I don't know. I admittedly have done my intel prep of the battlefield for the 600 acres that they've opened up down there, which I understand is a couple hundred acres more than their
Mhm.
normal Camp Freedom site. And I found a couple of potential target areas down there, as a matter of fact. So hopefully, um, some 1800s, um, type things. And from what I saw on one of Greg Papala's videos, he just did recently, as a matter of fact, one of the things to look for, and I'm letting out a trade secret, but he put it in the video, so I'll mention it here. The old trees, I think he said they were oak trees, the ones that are so old they're bent over and growing back up and all of that, that've been around for 2, 3, 400 years,
Yeah.
and with the Spanish moss hanging off them and all that sort of thing. And, maybe folks down there went out for picnics and sat underneath those, or just getting out of the
Shade
Florida
trees.
shade trees. That's it, getting out of that Florida sun. So hopefully get something a little bit older than 1700s. Like to find some pirate treasure. That'd be
Well,
awesome.
I'm there with you. I'd like to find some pirate treasure too. That would be awesome. Maybe with all the mud and the ground being a little more conductive, we'll find that pirate treasure. We could split it, okay, Eric?
All right. All
All
right.
right.
That's fair. That's got to fight off the alligators down there, though, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, yeah. They say in Florida, anywhere there is water, has been, or will be an alligator.
Nice.
So, yep,
Nice.
absolutely.
And we'll get a picture with one down there,
Maybe you can get
alligator.
to wrestling with it.
There you go. Yeah, alligator wrestling at Florida Hunt 7. That would set a new standard. I don't know if they'd
That
be able to
would.
top that for 8.
We got so many gators down here. I mean, the theme at our miniature golf courses are alligators. I mean, you could go in and feed them little pieces of hot dogs, and it's crazy. Alligators everywhere.
Great. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm looking forward to it though. It's going to be a different environment. Anytime you travel out to get to these events, and meet people and hunt a
Mhm.
different area. Went up to Bone 27, I guess it was, back in October up in New Hampshire. Met a bunch of new friends, great folks, detectorists and all that, and old friends, that um, run into from time to time. So every time you head out somewhere different, you meet great folks.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that aspect. With all the different people and detectorists and vendors and all of that. Just a great group of folks. But the the land, the variety between the hills of New Hampshire, and kind of the
Mhm.
tidewater area here of colonial Virginia, and then down to Florida. The range of stuff you find is
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
And that's another thing I like about the hobby is you never know where you're going to end up, where this hobby is going to take you.
That's
You're going to
right.
meet somebody and they're going to say, "Come detect with me." And when they detect with you, you could end up in Ohio, you could end up in
Hmm.
Nevada, who knows? So it's really cool. You meet people and you end up all over the place.
Yep.
So,
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, I got a couple of buddies I've met. Matter of fact, New Hampshire hunt and all that, and trying to make arrangements, get them down to Virginia. Put them on some Virginia soil, and with the history down there, things that they.
I'm sorry. I got something stuck in my throat here.
I was looking forward to seeing you up here in Virginia next month, but I guess that fell through. So,
Yeah, it did. It did.
yep.
I got something else going on. I was gonna go to it, but things just didn't work out the way that I wanted it to.
Well,
So
we'll find some Civil War relics on the battlefield for you, and
put
you
my
know
name on it.
exactly, exactly in Carolyn's honor.
I
No,
had this guy, he wanted to get a coil for his detector. He's from my hometown up in New York doing all this detecting. And I told him, I said, you know what? You're going to go out there and you're going to find something really, really nice with this on your first hunt. I'm telling you, I just got this feeling. So sure enough, he went out and he found him. I forget what, I think he found a Riel with it, and he took a Sharpie on his marker, a silver Sharpie, and he named the coil Carolyn.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Jersey Digger joined. Good morning, Matt. Let's see here. Brent said you don't want to end up in Ohio right now. About 10 inches of snow here. One of my favorite
Woo.
finds, best finds to date, came from Ohio. So I love Ohio.
What was the
Um,
find?
that was my trench art, my bullet that was carved into a lead pencil, a stylus,
Oh,
and
cool.
it was bent to the soldier's fingers at the end. It hadn't broken off, so it was really cool. I
Wow.
found that up at the Civil War Preservation Project of Ohio, no, number 3, and it was, at the Berlin Crossroads. We were trying to get a house, registered on the National Historic Registry. He knew there was a skirmish that happened there, and we found a lot of good relics that were donated to the museum, and his house is now on the National Historic Registry.
Wow.
So,
That's
that's
awesome.
pretty cool.
And that's
Yep,
cool that find itself, that those personalized things, that you can see that were modified, carved bullets or,
yep,
inscribed buckles or buttons and things like that. Those are
absolutely.
really cool.
We actually had a metal detecting hunt, a club hunt this weekend. They've been far and few between because of COVID. We went ahead and we did a Valentine's Day themed hunt. And one of the prizes that I went and bought for prizes to give away were the old love tokens from the seated dimes
Mhm.
and half dimes and stuff like that. And they're carved. And I just thought, I love those. I can't wait one day to find one of those. That's a huge item up on my bucket list that I want to find is a love token.
Yep, I've never found one of those. Haven't found one of those yet either. As a matter of fact, I don't know. In Virginia, what's Virginia's for lovers or whatever the
Yeah,
phrase
they
is
should be
of
all
it. It
over.
should be all over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
every square foot should have a love token. But no,
Absolutely.
maybe it's just me. I'm not finding them.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got a lot going on. We're also, I wanted to mention on Monday, following Florida Hunt 7 on the 22nd. Debbie from Mind Lab will be in our showroom doing a demo day starting around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday. So if anybody doesn't make it to Florida Hunt 7, they want to try out some Mind Labs, they want to test them, need help with theirs, come on. Debbie's a great person. She knows her detectors and she makes learning your machine really easy.
Yep,
So,
I'm looking. Hopefully, and I'll be down there Monday as well, stopping in. So hopefully, yep, be able to chat with Debbie and
absolutely.
try that new test bed out in your showroom, that test
Yeah.
garden. Yep,
Yep.
check that newfangled setup out.
Yeah, I like it. It's a little, it's getting a little dirty because I'm digging in there and flinging dirt. I'm
Mhm,
like, ah,
mhm.
I'm not supposed to get this dirt everywhere, but I got it all straightened out and it's working out pretty good. So,
Well, you got to figure you don't have to worry about the Florida rain and all the wet, and if you got your test garden in there, right?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Get to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a while, meet people that I've only met on the computer like yourself or
Yep. Yep.
through Facebook groups. So I'm really excited about getting out with Kellyco. I got just about my whole team coming with me. I've got Leilani, Shelby, and Dave. They're on my customer experience team or my thrillers. That's our nickname for ourselves because we like to thrill everybody. So we call ourselves the thrillers. So they're going to be there. Kyle's kind of he's got we need somebody to man down the fort. So he's not gonna make it to this one. And then we got Jeremy, president of Kellyco. He's gonna be attending. Nathan Barr is gonna be there. Mark Tominski. So we're gonna be there in full force at Florida Hunt 7. We're really excited.
Nice. Yep. And I know I'm going to be there, and other test team members. We got Gary Penta's going to be there from mydetecting.com, Mark Hoover from Adventures in History, and of course, Greg Papalo from
Yeah.
Yankee Down South, our host for Florida Hunt 7. So, yep,
Yep.
have a bunch of us there as well.
Yep. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
It is.
Well, I think I'm going to have to wrap this up. I see some people coming into the showroom, so I'm going to have to get over there and help them out. So, I'll get to see you this weekend, though. See you on Friday, Eric.
Yes, ma'am. I will be there. 11-hour
All
drive. I'll be there with bells on.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week, and hopefully, we'll get to see some of you at Florida Hunt 7. You guys have a great day and stay safe out there.
Take care. All.
Bye.